Hey everybody, this is Rydo and we're back to Alice in Wonderland. Let's continue. So, double check my hard drive. I have 290 gigs of footage, so that's not what's causing the low frame rate cutscenes. My imagination is that what they did is they simply didn't try hard enough. After the first couple of cutscenes, that either that or there's just something completely wrong with the way this runs. So let's go ahead and try to destroy all of these mosquitoes. I guess mosquitoes are a bad thing. They do spread disease in the real world, and so that might make some sense. But they also are very important to feeding fish too. If all the mosquitoes died tomorrow in the real world, then we would probably have major impacts on the ocean life. And it gets into some extended weirdness when you're talking Wonderland, because half of the animals in Wonderland are talking sentient creatures, that a lot of which are Alice's friends. So that was interesting. I got it, but I didn't get it. So I was somehow targeted the mosquito and didn't finish everything. And I'm getting so many things, unless there was a significant, expensive upgrade that we ran across. I imagine I'm just overplaying the game. This really strikes me as something that's going to be shorter than that. I might as well destroy what is effectively the Yellow Brick Road. And these different particles are not different collectibles or anything, so they're kind of weird. Now there is one trick that's worth pointing out, and it's the trick that just happened there. You don't actually need to pick up any of these things. The truth of the matter is, it comes to you eventually, just as in an effort to save the number of particles on the screen. And there really is a reason, I guess, to destroy the brambles, because they managed to get in the way. Normally in a video game, any kind of currency collectible item that you would use would just disappear after a while, fade out. If the player doesn't care enough to pick it up themselves, it wouldn't come to you. But here, not the case. These are a little too slow to destroy. These are fine to destroy. But
what curious mushrooms?
I guess it's kind of the only thing you can do in this game too. I mean, I'm imagining trying to play a Lego game where all there was to do was to break the Lego pieces. It would be so annoying. And the thing about Lego games is they heavily rely on being thematically built around some story. So, Lego Star Wars is as fun as it is because you have nostalgia for Star Wars, And there's some comedy in seeing a Lego version of that. Apparently you can destroy the green goo too. For double destruction. So was that a combo? Interesting, the game is telling me to try hitting back. Like, what was I doing right there? It's not hitting him back. It seems like there's some more areas where I could get some more things. We're a little bit off the beaten path this time. But if you hit a wall, you are kind of just forced against that wall and blocked. So, over 30 minutes into the game, they introduced the idea of a more open floor plan. I don't think kids' games need to be linear affairs by default. I think you can have an open world where you wander around. Particularly...
Monstrous mushrooms. They're taller than trees.
Like...
This way!
I think a lot of kids would want to run around and get lost anyways. And now I am stuck between Alice and the rock. And doesn't feel like there's any role or ability that you can get. At least, like, nothing I'm seeing right now. Like, I was just hitting buttons to see if maybe something there was I wasn't thinking of. Now playing as McTwist probably is a little bit slower. I wouldn't be surprised if you could do a decent speed run of a game like this just by running around as the other characters. And this one needs telekinesis, so we're definitely coming back. Maybe in an effort to make the game longer, we'll end up having to walk this path backwards and forwards a few times. Let's see, does this path do anything other than connect? No. So you see all those over there? They just slowly go on a timer and they'll end up all in your collectible. So, the only way you don't have everything this game wants you to have would be to intentionally not kill anything. Apparently the red one didn't jump to me, but that was probably a health thing. And there's nothing new that's unlocked. Which, that seems odd. And it's not a level of upgrading your freeze the enemy's ability. Now, old movie tie-in Disney games are were typically very common. There was a lot of old Disney games out there for the NES, Super NES, Game Boy in particular. I'll just go deal with the other one while this one's frozen. Doesn't seem like they break out of their freeze. So you get 500 for never hit. But I didn't get any kind of combo or anything, so seems like you might very well.
How am I supposed to get through this door? It's much too tall.
This door is very special. Only Alice can open it. Find a way to make Alice bigger. And see, I have like a that's getting pointed to me, and I don't know if that is because I'm the first player or if that is because I've leveled up and I'm now level 1. I don't see why the game would need to consistently tell me level 1, but it was saying 0 before, which that too doesn't make a lot of sense. So I just want to enjoy this and not go too far too quickly. Perhaps in collecting all these things I'll get through the Alice store and I'll get us back to the hub world. If the hub world has 1 door per level and we assume that at least one of those levels is going to be a boss fight for the majority of the time, if not just a straight boss fight and nothing else, you're talking 6 or 7 levels in total. But I didn't really play a lot of the old Disney games either. I know a lot of them are probably bad and just cheap ways to kind of rip off parents. I would have hoped that Disney would have stopped doing that, but then again, their last thing was a Toys to Life idea, and Toys to Life was nothing if not a way of forcing parents to buy physical toys to interact with a digital interface. It was called Disney Infinity. That was the name of it. It got shut down. And then, ironically, the toys for Disney Infinity went on clearance pretty nicely because nobody wanted a toy with an RFID chip in it that connected to a game where the servers had to be on all the time, and the servers had been shut down by Disney. But it also seems very odd to do this. That being said, as of the time of this playing, the Mummy video game just came out on Steam, and it is based on the failed flop of the Mummy reboot starring Tom Cruise, and that movie came out like a couple months ago, so the game was either very late or it was time to be released as an advertisement for buying the DVD of the Mummy, which that probably won't help them very much in sales there. But they're also charging $20 for that game when, in all honesty, since it is blatantly just advertisements for people to go see the movie or buy the movie on DVD or Blu-ray, it seems odd that they were trying to make $20 on a sale of a game that is really just an advertisement. Up there, it says. Let's see if this cutscene plays well.
Cake? It's apple cooking cake. Just what we need for Alice. Wait here, Alice. You'll be quite safe as long as you don't wander off. We'll go find some cake.
So, is this a platforming section, or is this really just walking forward? Well, I did have to press A there, but mostly I am just kind of pressing forward, too. Alright, so I have to get from that position. Let's look around. So we're on the rooftops. That would be interesting if there were mushroom rooftops for this entire level, but I kind of don't believe that to be the case. And it still wouldn't make this level as fast as it should be, or as large as it should be. Right. So I took a hit over there, and now I'm almost dead. So let's not do that. Let's instead take this and hope we can pick that up. Nope. Oh, well, the good news is when you die, you just lose a little bit of your forgotten ideas and get a free health refill in the bargain. How many enemies can I freeze at a time, I wonder? Doesn't seem like more than 3 or 4. But this is hardly a system that works well. Let's see, how many did I lose? I can't even tell how many, if any, I'm actually losing. Achievement obtained. New bonus unlocked. Visit achievement menu to see. So the red ones are health. And I suppose we could come over here and just see what achievements. We've already gotten the round hall, which is a video at the beginning, so why would I want to see this? And at least you can skip it. And then mosquitoes. Yeah, I think they crammed this into a DVD size game and they lowered the frame rate on the rendering to either save space or they lowered the frame rate and then in an attempt to not have to render as many frames as fast during cutscenes. Like that right there was not even an animation. That was a single still image that was slowly panned over with some music behind it. I am also noticing that sometimes in the menu it doesn't feel like you can just press start to get back out. It feels like you do have to do a little bit more. And the press Y when it's in your focus and then spin the left stick. It's a little weird. But the cutscenes now seem to be playing a little bit better in some instances. I think it's just going to be up and down, which probably means... Was that the same dress? That's like a completely different dress.
Look, it's opened.
Perfect.
That was not the same frill as it was before. So her dress just changed. Like, can we just point that out for a second? Either that or... Nah, her dress is totally different. I'm getting the feeling, and it's often the case in developing games, there are 2 different teams, and I'm getting the feeling that half of these animations are going to be done by a cheap team, and one's going to be done by a more expensive team. And I bet that's the same instance with the dress and the outfit, why it changed so drastically. So, how far are we from what you would call a chapter? Because this feels... Now there's an achievement for breaking nose. Like, it feels like we've done a lot of achievements. We're making great progress on doing a lot of achievements. But also it kind of feels odd. And we can go ahead and save. And again, there's only 5 slaves. So, does that really mean we're 2 fists away done with the game? Interesting. This'll fall, it seems. And this seems to be a barrier. See, I would have thought it would have been the bramble here that you were supposed to hit, because that's where we were introduced at first to. But nope. We're just gonna break this and fall downward. And you're not given very much guidance on that, other than being locked in an area where you can't do anything else. And then, did we really need that little transition cutscene to show me falling downward?
Oh my, not another one.
Maybe there was a reason for that.
What is it?
And now we're back to the bad
Time.
frame rate on the
It was a
cutscene.
clock. The Red Queen. She said that all of the clocks in Wonderland would be destroyed. I have no idea why.
Come on, McTwisp. You can do it.
I'm not sure.
Of course you can. Roses and clocks, you can fix them both. Why only roses and clocks, I've no idea.
Really, McTwisp? Stopping time, fixing clocks, and making flowers younger. Is there anything else about you I should know?
I can fix this.
And see, if I was a modern manager, person in charge of Disney, I would have had all of these cutscenes made into a promotional video on like Netflix or whatever, if Disney has its own like YouTube channel, and put all of these cutscenes out maybe as parts and as teasers, and then put them in the game and reused it. That way you could spend more of a budget on the project that was more likely to be reusable over and over again. And in all honesty, I would have made the movie animated too. This animation, compared to modern video games, or even video games that probably came out around this time, this is like copyright 2010, so let's say it's a 2009-2010 game, you probably could have done better. Could have made it look a little bit nicer. This is strange because there's nothing to fix there. I fixed the clock and we had that cutscene for no reason. And I'm just breaking things for no reason in the thought that maybe, just maybe, the next upgrade is going to cost like 5,000.
But I'm too large to squeeze through this little door.
If they knew that Alice was going to have to drink and eat cake like crazy, which they kind of seem to know, then why didn't they still 3 left. Interesting. Like, why didn't they carry the drink and cake with them? Of course, that's putting logic in an idea of an illogical world. Alright, I can see why you'd want to have more of this. We'll go ahead and revitalize these roses. It seems like the game is just reinforcing that McTwist can revitalize roses and clocks and seemingly nothing else. Ooh. Oops. I hit the back button and it gave me a map. That's interesting considering that the game didn't tell me about that. Do you really need a map? Like, this is where we started. We have gone in nearly an hour to this point. We're gonna get to a boss fight, and then we're gonna go back to this room, and this yellow room is gonna get us to that point, and eventually we'll get to the Red Queen. So it almost feels like it will become this open world game. I wish you'd shown me this earlier, game. Like, that's kind of awkward. I feel like we're kind of out of the tutorial section, or should be at least. An hour in the gameplay, and it just seems very odd to have not been told the map is here. so it all just points in the middle, so we get an item. So it gives me kind of the idea that maybe there's some collectible things that may have been hidden.
Have I really to drink this?
See that door over there?
Yep.
It's very small.
And
So,
we're back
yes,
to low
please.
frame rates
Pick
again.
up.
Well, if you're sure.
Like, and I imagine the low frame rate cutscenes
What
are
are you doing? Let go of me. This
intentionally
isn't. Somebody help me.
things that weren't going to be. Let's see if we can
Quick,
freeze. Press X,
grab my hand.
and it's a quick time event.
I need to find somewhere safe. Here they are. Hit him again.
There's really no combo system here at all. It's just tap X. I suppose I could try and hit A and jump and attack, but that's not working. And pressing, like right now, I can kind of try to do that, but as soon as I get close to a character, I'm locked into this fight mechanic. And see, maybe I would have gotten a bonus if I had kept everybody off Alice. But, like, I get 500 just for never taking a hit.
Have they gone?
Indeed. For now.
They tried to kidnap me. Can you believe that? Thank goodness you were here to save me.
Like, I feel like some of those cutscenes that are animated badly could have just been voice acting like this, but they probably was too much in-game cutscenes and in-game conversations. And see, we're back to this other dress that looks nothing like the other one. Like, and apparently McTwist can make it through any of these. He could squeeze through any sized Alice door, which I guess is a requirement, otherwise the game would just be really weird. And so we're gonna get to this probably boss fight where maybe we'll fight that big weed again. That would be a nice callback. If we fought just more of the red guards, the card guards, I feel like that would be just kind of repetitive, and like maybe they'll introduce a stronger, bigger version of the card guards, and that might make sense, but like it's a little too early to introduce something like that. I suppose if we look at the map and zoom back out, we know there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, maybe 7 areas. So we, in an hour, are kind of 1/7 of the way potentially done. And see, this is just a cutscene of them walking, and it looked fine.
It's coming! It's coming for me!
Hey, it's a new rabbit. Wonder if we're gonna play as rabbits and mice the whole time.
What is it now, Hare? The Red Queen herself?
And see, this doesn't look like it's a bad frame rate animation. This looks like a good one.
We're trapped! Trapped! We're trapped!
What could possibly scare him so?
Probably nothing, which is to say, anything, everything. He's quite mad, I'm afraid to say.
So he has telekinesis. So we're getting our character.
We really don't have time for your figments, Hare. We have to find Absalom, rather urgently, I might add.
And see, every time they say Absalom, I'm thinking to myself, absolution. Like, we have to find absolution. But I don't think that's the intention. And so now we can play as this guy. And press Y. And apparently I need to break the walls using all of the rocks. And see, the weirdness there, of course, is now you're probably gonna play as this guy for the most of the game for a while. Like, he seems like he has a slightly larger attack, perhaps, and like, what was that? He has like a throw attack even. Interesting. But it really kind of sucks too when we're not doing too much in as far as the game happens. Like, again, my computer popped up a pop-up. Sorry, I'm trying to move files while I'm recording and causing trouble. So let's look at the achievements just for a second and just kind of get an idea. 20 of 250 chests, 205 chests, so possibly we're 10% of the way through the game. Seems about 10% of the possible ideas have been collected. 16 of 50 enemies, I imagine that's an achievement they expected you to finish pretty early. Like, cutting vegetation, I mean, even when we get this achievement though, we're still going to have to cut vegetation to collect it. And I've destroyed 1 of 300 pieces of furniture, which was that one chair. We haven't seen pigs, so I guess the idea is we'll probably eventually see some pigs and lizard badgers and wading birds. And hopefully we'll see some bosses too. Clocks are just an achievement, but there's only 9 of them. Roses, 4 of 20, so there aren't that many. Rebuild fish statues and knock down paintings. Yeah, this game does not seem like there's too much to go here. It just seems odd. It seems like you could put in a little bit more effort for a Disney game. And I guess inherently that's the problem with Disney games, is that Disney never looked at them like their movies or like their theme parks. They never saw them as something that they could sell over and over again to generation after generation of kids. They always saw them as cross-promotion or something that they could do cheaply, and that's pretty much why, as I think about it, there's like no really great Disney game to play except for maybe Aladdin from 25 years ago or 20 plus years ago. Anyways, it's been another 30 minutes, so that's going to be it for this recording. As always, I ask you to like, share, subscribe, comment, and watch every second of my videos. If you want a friend or follow me on basically any social media sites, there's a whole bunch of links down below. Thank you for watching. Have a good evening.